Have you been feeling really overwhelmed figuring out what you should be doing in order to really stand out against the crowd when you're applying to colleges? So you sign up for all these clubs, all these activities, and you're just exhausted. Well, I'm here today to share more about what colleges don't quite care about, just so you can be more efficient when deciding on what activities to truly pursue in order to prepare for college. Hey, I'm Tiffany Fu, and I'm a college and career coach. I've been helping hundreds of students get into college and prepare for their career path as well. So go ahead and subscribe to our channel because I share everything for college and career advice, and you don't want to miss out on any future videos. So go ahead and hit the notification button as well. Since I've helped tons of students get into college and I've seen results over the past 8 years, I see trends when colleges particularly like certain activities over another. And I can tell you now, it's not quantity, it's definitely quality. The first activity that colleges do not care about are activities where it's very clear that you have privilege. That is when you are paying for certain activities. Oftentimes, parents come to me and say, Tiffany, I really want to send my child to another country and do a mission trip. They'll get great exposure and they can write something in their essays about this. And I will tell you now that that is definitely not what colleges are going to be looking for. And if anything, it's being more cliche and common to see these type of essays and activities in patients. So be sure that you are genuinely trying your best to apply for competitive programs and volunteering with a genuine mindset. These activities don't just stop at international volunteer opportunities, it's also paying for sports. And oftentimes sports that are really expensive are cheerleading, horseback riding. Now, I'm not dissuading you from pursuing these different passions if you really enjoy horseback riding, for instance, but it is something to keep in mind that it's the impact that you make within that space and the achievements you get versus just being part of it so you can have an activity on your application. I have also seen families pay for very expensive lessons from famous professionals that play instruments. Even though that is a creative outlook, there's nothing wrong with doing these musical instruments at school, but instead some families do private lessons. And once again, I don't dissuade you from it if you're able to achieve high and you're doing free performances for charity, for instance, that's great. But keep in mind, how are you using that time wisely to do impact? What colleges truly care about, and you'll see this throughout the themes in all of my videos, is impact and how are you helping the community overall with these activities. Another activity that schools don't give as much weight are volunteer activities. But wait, not just any volunteer activities, it's the ones where you volunteer just a few hours at the soup kitchen, something that's just completely different from what you're generally interested in doing. And I've seen students do this quite often where it's their senior year, and it might be some of you out there right now, and you're rushing to get those volunteer hours and activities, so you just pick up whatever you can during this time, which I get it. It's better to have activities on your list than to not have any at all. However, if you do have the luxury of preparing ahead of time, be really intentional about the opportunities that you're volunteering at and seeing how it correlates to what your interests are. I understand some of you probably thinking, Tiffany, this is way easier said than done. If I'm interested in marketing, how am I going to be able to work on activities and volunteer when it comes to marketing? Well, maybe you can find a local event that is for a nonprofit and see how you can help them put together a marketing strategy, a social strategy, for instance. It's very easy to find opportunities on volunteer.org or join your school organization for volunteer work and sign your name up and attend. At the end of the day, yes, you are making that incremental impact, but once again, what colleges are looking for is that dedication and longevity in order to correlate that to how you'll be on campus. How are you going to contribute to their local community? Activity is when you're doing events and joining competitions, but you're not placing. I'll give you an example here. You might be going to a speech and a debate event, but you didn't place or you didn't get a chance to even speak. Yes, you probably put in the time to prepare, but what did you actually impact? It's okay to mention it because you did put the time into it, but this is an activity that I would probably put towards the end of my activities list. The next example here is a little controversial. It's student government. I know most of you who have this position probably worked really hard and doing a lot of events on campus. However, some colleges might look at this as a popularity contest because let's be honest, you oftentimes have to be quite popular and trustworthy to the rest of your student class in order to land these student government positions. What I'm trying to point out here is if you do land a student government position, you need to show within the activity section your actual impact and give concrete examples of how you're making a difference on campus and within your community. Another example that I wanted to call out are personal projects where you're really passionate about it, great job, and you've made a website or a YouTube channel, for instance, but you created it just 2 months before applications start, which it's better than not. However, if you are truly passionate about it, how else could we measure that? Through views, through how many people are commenting and utilizing your tools. What metrics can you really show when describing your project to the colleges? That's what I will challenge you to do in order to demonstrate the value of this project that you have. Lastly, I really hate to mention this, but I'm starting to see a theme where schools don't really put too much weight into sports. It's quite common for students to get involved in sports, which is good for you health-wise, and it teaches you tenacity, teamwork, communication, dedication. However, it's not as impressive as it used to be. There's more and more students talking about their sports experiences in their essays. I'm not saying you shouldn't write about it, but if you do, having a very unique angle about what you learned from sports and how it has impacted your personal life and what you plan to do about it in the future, then I think that would make sense. But just be really careful since a lot of students are participating in sports. A note that I really wanted to call out is jobs do matter. I've seen other videos and articles that might mention that, hey, if you worked at a fast food chain, it doesn't quite matter, but it does. It truly teaches you how to operate in the real world. Additionally, it gives you networking opportunities. You meet new people, learn how to work with each other, and that's life skill sets that are going to be helpful for you. And if it means that you're helping out your family to be able to afford college, by all means, I do encourage getting a job if possible. Sure, it's pretty common that folks get jobs, but how many people are putting in the work to make a resume, interview, land an actual job, and show up to the job on a consistent basis? So I think that's much more impressive than doing random volunteer work here and there. Overall, my advice to you is to really dig deep, take some career assessments if you don't know what type of career path you're interested in right now. And once you narrow that down, start exploring through these activities, and that will be able to really demonstrate a story of what you're truly passionate about, and you're dedicated to it because you have activities to give examples and back up your narrative. And obviously, don't let your grades falter while you're doing these activities. That's why I always say that colleges don't expect you to do all these different activities. It's quality versus quantity. Also, pay close attention to how you're describing your activities. Take notes and track what you've done. A lot of students forget what they actually do at their job or their activities. So I encourage you to have a college journal or a folder on Google Drive. I always emphasize that because once again, these colleges ask you to fill in the activity sheet, and it's going to be, what was your title? What did you do in X amount of words, usually like 50 words or less. And you want to use those action words, have data to back it up. So you should really track everything as you go, or else you'll forget as time passes. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions or activities you're thinking about doing and you're wondering which one you should really dive into. I'm happy to give you some feedback, and like the video. Looking forward to seeing you next time.